It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
So yeah, this is episode 37.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is 37.
It's getting serious around here.
We're getting old, child. 37.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, hello, listeners. We are back. Welcome back to Controversy and Chaos. This is episode 37. Okay, so I feel like I haven't talked to nobody in a month of Sundays.
Yeah, I don't think I talked to y'all since
like a week. No, not really a week, but like a week probably.
not like a check-in text message. I feel like I don't.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've talked to y'all in over a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, definitely because I was gone a week. So
Yeah.
Didn't we talk?
And I don't feel like I talked to you before that.
Didn't we say the podcast cannot be the only time we talk to each other?
Yeah, but I feel like we've been.
Yeah,
I feel like for the most part, sometimes we do find jobs. Somebody wanted to go get a job that they have to work outside of the house. What the fuck?
Because sitting at this desk, it had made my back get big, and I was like, it's time to go outside, but also it was just time to go outside. So
yeah, so I can't call you during the day.
You can. I'm done working by 3.
Oh.
And I don't
But
really
did I
work
be
until 12.
I was gonna say, Trey, why are you acting like
Still call me.
you be in like 50 meetings a day?
Exactly.
And you don't get off until 6 o'clock.
I know.
By the time we get to 6 o'clock, my house gets real loud.
That's what I call during the day. Like in between meetings, I usually call in between meetings. And I'd be like, all right, got a meeting, gotta go. It's 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Like if I call back, it'll be at 3 o'clock when I'm done. So I try to fit my friends in because I feel like everybody has that 5 o'clock. I'm done. Nobody called me. I have switched gears into a whole different life at 5 o'clock.
You feel that way? Okay, great.
Because yes. I'll be like, I don't like calling y'all after a certain time.
I don't mind. I'm just saying, just know it's not going to be quiet. It's going to be noise.
No, when y'all, I mean, I don't, nobody has ever said it, right? But like, before I call you, I'll be like, can this wait? If I know Teray is like out in the car or something like that, like I'll call her. But it's very much like, can this wait? Because y'all husbands are home, the kids are home. Y'all kind of, y'all attention is in different places. And that's just really, honestly, what it is. It's not like, oh, my friends don't love me. Because I think I told you, Teray, for a while, I started like, all right, when Mia come home from school, I'm not going to be on my phone. Now, did it last? No, because Mia don't think about me all the time. But it really, like, my mind don't be on anything outside my front door once Mia come home.
Yeah, like I know I can call. I used to call Michelle every day at 4 o'clock, every single day. I'm like, okay, we'll talk from 4 to 6. Mm-hmm. By the time they get home at like 6:15, it's over. I'm like, all right, crew, that was great. Check, done.
And now Mia don't come home till 4:45, so you call me at 4. I'll be on that couch riding.
Listen,
I show up.
I barely even hear y'all kids. I don't hear them.
Oh, I don't.
Ever. Are we trying to put the noise isolation on?
I don't hear it. Don't bother me not one fucking bit.
I'd be like, hey, Harper, Teray, move.
And Harper be like,
move over.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. I was like, okay.
I got to see my girl.
I just feel like, okay, y'all have a blast. Fuck me. Just go ahead, have conversation.
Speaking of fuck me. No. No. Let me tell y'all.
No, thank you.
It's so funny when my other friends be defending my other friends because I had posted a book that Colin bought me, and I mentioned Colin and Harper. Well, no IG Harper, and Savon was like, "So fuck's right?" Like,
exactly. Like I was like, "Well, damn, okay."
I was like, "But
I'm the one who went to the post office, mailed you the pack." I just didn't do anything.
It wasn't just like LOL. Like she was like, she don't exist. Like what?
Ayo.
I'm like, whoa. And then we was talking about her making content with So, and she was like, no, it wasn't that. We was talking about somebody else. Somebody else was making content with their kid. And I said something about So, and she was like, no, that's Celine. Celine is the content baby. Like Celine be hopping in her mother's content. So I was like,
it's so ridiculous.
You want to be their friend? Because you can have them. You can have them if you want them.
Now
Listen,
the way
don't be a hater.
The way Celine be trying to set up the tripod, I'll be like, girl,
Our little
go
content
get your
queen.
own stuff.
I
Like,
love Celine content.
let me see if I can show
Listen,
y'all this picture. I was trying to take a picture, and she goes, "You say cheese?" I said, "I say cheese, not you.
You know,
Why are you in my picture?"
this is what I mean by kids don't miss anything.
no,
They watch their
nothing.
do everything.
I'm standing here trying to take a picture. Why does she come and stand in front of me?
Now y'all
Listen,
know I can't see nothing, but I see Celine outline.
with them glasses bigger than her, she
I
matched
said,
though.
"Who put this on you?" She is
She,
mine. I'm like, it's not even yours, but
Then
okay.
she said, "Am I?"
Yes, in mine, in mine. That's how she talks.
I can't.
listen,
I love her little list.
Oh my god,
no,
yes.
the girl be fresh everywhere she go.
Do y'all hear my
She may not match, but she gonna be right. She's like, I'm all my shit.
She knows fashion.
I'm putting it on. She's
She's
like, I'm putting all this shit on.
And the
that's
shoes may
mad.
be too big because right now she has like she's in that in between phase where like half of her shoes don't fit at all and the other half like a little too big, but
Yep.
she still wants to wear them. And I'm like, if you could figure out how to walk and balance in them, I don't give a damn. You can wear them. I don't care. You
Me
want to
and
walk
Crocs.
around wearing a size 9 shoe when you really an 8, 8.5?
That's the thing.
Well,
I hate that kids' shoes just don't come in half sizes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not all of
So it's
them.
like, I mean, what am I gonna do? Either the shoe gonna be too small or it's gonna be too big. So go ahead and
Yeah.
wear it.
Yeah. Only certain brands come in half size. Nikes don't come
Mm-hmm.
in half size.
So
Mm-hmm.
you
I don't
go
think New
shop.
Balances don't come in half sizes. I think only Converse. I want to say Adidas come in halves. And
Mm-hmm. I
You
think
know
that's
more
it.
than me.
Me.
I'd be like, you have a
Vans.
size? Okay, just give me the size of. You know more than
Vans come in half sizes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So,
Everything else, whole size. And I
Ooh,
just be like, shoes too big. Oh well.
and then on top of that, it's like
put some
every
sense.
brand sizing be off. Like New Balance, it could say it's one size, but it fits like a size smaller. You
Mm-hmm.
always got to get like a
Yeah,
bigger.
and it's the shoe. Like
Yeah.
Adidas, I feel like every Adidas run big.
I'm glad that on
Mm-hmm.
the website now it tells you like they're more better. They're better about telling you like, oh, this is true to size or like this runs big. This
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
runs small.
Yeah.
because trying to do it like I don't buy children's shoes online. I literally will go to the store, even if they don't have now they don't have said shoe, then I'll just order it online. But I'm like, no, we gotta go try these shoes on your feet
Mm-hmm.
because especially like when Harper was a baby, I'm like, girl, you got fat feet.
Or try to
I
like.
need to make sure your shoes fit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these shoes is too narrow
Mm-hmm.
and they're not wide foot friendly, and
Mm-hmm.
your foot is not getting up in these.
But that was
Mm-hmm.
when it was okay to spend the money on shoes. Now the size feet these babies got now, no. I'm not playing with shoe sizes with these kids.
Yeah, them prices is creeping up, and I'm very just like, How
I don't mean
about
to sound cheap, but $90 is a lot of money for some kids sneakers. The way
it's
that she run them down to the ground, no,
yes.
no.
I'd be like, what happened to 55,
Mm-hmm.
75, $90?
Let me get the sale,
I miss the
please.
soft bottoms.
I'm like
I miss the
90
flats.
bucks for one pair of sneakers. That's why when a child want to run around in fucking Crocs every day, I'm like, girl, you can have every fucking color. Cause I could get multiple pair of
$40.
Crocs for $90.
Mm-hmm.
$40.
Even with that, I'm
Have
like,
at it.
Celine always wants to wear Crocs. I'm like, okay, you could put the socks on, but I just don't feel like Crocs are a fall or winter shoe for a kid.
Listen,
I learned my lesson
which
last year.
yeah,
Like certain things, I'm just not about to fight you on.
yeah.
If you want to put the
Mm-hmm.
Crocs on, cool. I will buy you the Crocs with the fur on the inside. And her feet be hot in them Crocs. Like her feet still be warm. So I just be like, if that's what you want to wear, it's less sweat off my back. I'm not trying to argue and fight with you in the morning. And especially now, because I have a system where I put her entire week's worth of clothes out, shoes included.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl, put the damn Crocs on. They go with everything that you have. I can buy you multiple colors. Have the fuck at it.
I will say now that Mia
I don't care.
has like
And
special
she,
sneakers. You gotta wear sneakers at least Monday and Friday when you got gym. I will. I
yeah.
really feel like
So,
ankles breaking.
now that I know the gym days, her gym days at school is Wednesdays. So I'm like, okay, Wednesdays, I know no dress,
Mm-hmm.
no, because now Harper was like, oh, I want to wear more dresses and skirts. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's fine. I could hook you up. Now I gotta go find tights and all these things for the wintertime. But cool. I just know on PE day, you can't wear a dress.
Mhm.
And I'm like, if you just want to wear Crocs, I learned my lesson last year. Girl, put the goddamn Crocs on, put your coat on, and get out the door.
Pick and choose
You
your
don't
battles, Sierra.
you don't walk far.
Mm.
You walk from the car in the building and back out. That's it. Put them damn Crocs on and keep it. I think we care.
Mhm.
They don't give a shit. They just like,
At all.
I want these.
Mhm.
But I will say, Celine, she really likes boots and Uggs. Like last year, and she was super young, but last winter, all she wore was them damn Uggs. Like
Yes.
literally every day. It doesn't matter what she was wearing. She want to wear the Uggs. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
I will say boots is like, it's safe. Like riding boots, that girl love her riding boot. And I don't know what it is, like the sound, because her riding boot had a little hill last year. But
Now she clacking around.
girl, I found her some new ones with a hill. She loves the sound. Like even if it's the zipper, the little.
Mm.
She loved a boot. So I don't know what Mary J. Blige gonna wear this year when it get a little cool, but she got them Crocs. I even bought her Croc rain boots because they weren't on sale at Nordstrom.
Really?
Yes.
Let me look
one-
online.
little- on the thing on the side.
Oh yes, because I be trying to find rain boots, and every time I go to Target, they either don't have them or they don't have her size.
Yeah.
And I just be like, I feel like they only put them out once. So if you didn't get your rain boots when they first put them out, baby, you're not getting them.
Yeah.
And some things I'm like, I refuse to pay that much.
I
Right,
wanna
was
buy
gonna
her
say,
another
So
The Hunters, they are durable, but we're gonna see how these. Well, the Hunters, I feel like will go with more stuff, so I'll probably still buy her some Hunter boots if they're on sale. Because
yeah,
I'm not, I can't.
not even sell, bitch. I need my 100 boots on clearance.
Yeah, I can't. I should have bought them last year.
Clear, exactly. I need them on clearance. Because even though sometimes I be like, oh, for you to grow out of them, do I want to pay this?
I don't
I
even
went to
got
the
rain
Uggs.
boots. Now that I think
Me
about it,
either. Me either.
motherhood is.
And I went to UGG yesterday because I wanted to see like what variety that they had and try the shoes on so I could just like do my shopping online. And I was just like, I looked at the price. I said, ain't no way that these fucking Uggs is $130 for a child.
130. Well, that makes sense because
$130.
last year Celine's Uggs were 100. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You
And I
buy
was just
yourself a
like,
pair, you buy her a pair, and you just it's time to go in the house. It's time
yeah,
to
we're
go.
gonna sit down. I'm just like 130.
That is
I feel
crazy.
like at one point the regular classic adult size used to be 150.
Mm-hmm.
They were
So
like-
now to be paying 130 for a child, the child ones used to be like $100.
You used to be able to get ours for 110. I remember buying Uggs for 110.
And I'm just like,
Or
ugh,
the classic chestnuts for 110.
Yeah.
How?
The classic ones 110, and then if you wanted like I remember I had some like navy blue ones, like the more colorful ones and different ones used to be like 150. But
Yeah.
the classic Jones
Yeah.
used to be
I
like
do
110,
remember you had them.
115.
You wore them navy ones out.
Those are my
I
I
give you
remember when you got those.
Year.
Hmm?
I give me a chestnut pair every year.
Yeah. That's
Why do you get a new pair every year?
I don't know, because I walk them out. Like
You don't take them to get service, like clean and all that?
No, I could. I still have my ones from last year that I could get.
you need to do that or start when you
I have
buy new ones.
Bugs. Where are they?
Yeah, you need to find your shoes. But you need to start spraying them. Like when you get like the waterproof stuff, like you need to buy that and spray it on it. It makes them last so much longer. They don't get them stains and stuff on it. Because you know, like when it's like the salt is on the ground, you get that stain and that ring around your shoe. That is like, if I had a pet peeve about Uggs, it's that.
If I find them them platform Uggs, I shouldn't need to buy any because I hardly got to wear them. Remember, we didn't really get winter last year. We got like one snowstorm and I didn't wear them.
But the crazy thing is, you're not really even supposed to wear Uggs in the snow.
In the snow.
Yeah.
They're not for that. I don't wear mine in the snow because,
no.
Bitch, I'm clumsy. I've been slipped and bust my ass.
So what do
I already be sliding in Uggs in the first place. Anytime I wear Uggs, I trip.
I want to buy some Nike boots.
Excuse me?
Some Nike boots for the snow?
Bitch, if I see you rolling around in some fucking ACGs, I am calling the police. I'm calling the cops. Because that bitch is dangerous.
I'm truly a nerd girly. Some ACGs.
I have UGG snow boots, Now they were expensive. They're like maybe $250, almost $300. However, when I tell you, you don't feel a wind blow, you don't feel shit on your feet,
That's
but warm.
heavy as shit.
Them now that is the most that I don't care. Even if it don't snow in Georgia, I will never get rid of those shoes. Never.
They too
Ever. One is too expensive, but they're just like a good snow boot. So when I have to go to I probably should take them to my mom's house because that's probably the only time I'll ever wear them. And my big coat, this year I'm just gonna take it there and leave it because when the hell am I gonna use it? Never. I only use it when I go home and I'm like, damn, I don't have a coat.
Let me see how much moon boots going for right now.
Moon boots.
I love my moon boots. I was so mad they molded in storage when I was at Morgan. Because people was looking at me like I was crazy. I loved my moon boots. And they $89.99 at Saks right now.
Might have to get some.
But again,
anyway,
if you order them, you have to wear them in Maryland.
Yeah.
Because
don't let people in
it. Boots with the booty shorts.
Look, people in Atlanta will roll around in a fucking winter coat with a hood on and a hoodie underneath in 95 fucking degrees. I don't understand what's wrong with people down here, but the fashions don't be making sense. People really think they be putting that shit on, and I just like, you really put a lot of shit on and you look ridiculous.
I can understand a fur coat in the dead of the winter in Atlanta with a nice heel and like a little satin.
No, Michelle, like yesterday it was 94 degrees and you have people with hoodies on, full sweaters. I saw somebody with a fucking mock neck. I was like, bitch, I'm uncomfortable looking at you. Because why you got a turtleneck?
It's not even turtleneck.
That first cool breeze at night.
Like,
at 95 degrees, I just be afraid these people going to drop dead and have a heat stroke. Because it's just like, I can't fathom it. You never know what season it is here because everybody is dressed completely different. Like, it's just like, are we all experiencing the same temperature right now?
Take a trip to Newark, New Jersey. They wear jean jackets in the winter or something.
Well, I know people who do that. And I know people who like never really had a coat. You'll see they have on a hoodie and a jean jacket.
Mostly men.
Yeah. I don't know why men don't buy coats for real.
And that's why I love me a up north nigga. Because one thing about it, they going to be Mr. Put that shit on. They going to buy them a Mackage or a Montclair. Or they going to buy them a Steep Tech North Face. You going to see a coat.
Shiny ass bubble jackets.
I love it. I love it.
I actually hate those. Like, I just feel like at a certain age, you shouldn't be wearing that.
What?
Them shiny ass bubble coats.
They're not all shiny. Oh my God.
They don't all come shiny.
Or like
that's
a Canada
Goose. I think about in my head.
Because I low key would want one. Like, I want a thinner one because obviously
I'm talking about men.
But I still don't want a shiny ass coat on me either. But I definitely I need to get like a good coat this year, and I low key might want a Montclair, but I want like the thinner one. Yeah, with a little hood. Gotta have a hood because when it be raining,
Lauren has.
I need a hood.
She got a regular Canada Goose, and then she got the one like the slip coat. That's not the name of it.
Yeah,
but it has like a hoodie on it, and she just wear that like in the spring and stuff. It look warm. She be outside in it.
Yeah, I could probably get away with that. So let me add that on my list of things for Colin to buy me.
Bag.
With the same money. It just makes me feel better. I don't know. It's a mental thing. It makes me feel better. Like, yes, you can go buy that for me and have them wrap it up real nice. Thank you.
What about thanks?
I do. I'm going to start doing that for myself. Like when I go, I've decided that when I get my bonuses from work, because now we don't get them annually, we get them quarterly, that I usually be responsible, like, oh, I'm going to pay a bill. But I decided, fuck no. This is my extra money. I'm going to be irresponsible and buy some shit for myself.
Yes.
And if it's shoes, buy the fucking shoes. Life is short, buy the shoes. Yeah. So when y'all see me running around.
Sierra, you look disappointed.
Well, all my shoes. That's what I'm going to do.
Buy things for ourselves.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong
Well,
with
I
buying
can't
stuff
say
for
we,
yourself.
because I do buy stuff for myself. It's actually a problem, and I should probably act my rage. But maybe tomorrow. I'm manifesting the life I want, and if I always live in a scarcity mindset,
I might not be here tomorrow.
I ain't never been
Not on
hungry.
shoes.
The bills ain't never been late, so like,
Yes, my necessities will be taken care of. I'm not going to be like, oh, let me spend the mortgage money on shoes. No.
could you imagine? I would love to spend mortgage money, but like the mortgage still get paid. Get it? Like, I would love to be
I
in
get
the day just running it up all
But
day.
I guess my thing is like the only thing I feel like I would want to buy realistically is like bags.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Buy whatever you want. Bags,
Jewelry.
shoes,
Jewelry.
sunglasses,
Bags and jewelry. I really want to go and branch
jewelry.
out. I want to buy myself some jewelry. Like that's I don't even need the bags and shoes because honestly, I have not found or seen a designer shoe except for the pair of Giuseppe's that I think I lost in Dominican Republic. I've never put on a shoe that was designer and said this is comfortable.
Yeah. I
So
would
I
think
can
so.
take my black ass on one of them websites and find me a nice shoe and be happy.
Hmm.
I don't need
That's what I'm
designer
saying.
shoes.
For me, it's more
Bag
like
and jewelry.
the bags and probably sunglasses. I don't really care about shoes like that. Honestly, I'm not really a shoe person. Like I
Oh.
have shoes and I buy shoes, but I never really look at a shoe like, oh my God, I need that shoe. I more
Oh.
so buy shoes because it's like,
Yeah,
okay, I have stuff to
that's
wear
your
this with.
department, Terrain. I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
y'all know the shit speaks to me. When I go into a department store, pew, I'm beelining for the shoes. I'm going to walk around every single fucking table. I don't care how bad they hurt. I don't care. Are they cute?
I like comfort.
Bitch, I'm buying them. I
Maybe
want them to be
sneakers.
cute.
I'm becoming more of a sneaker girly now. Like I looked in my room one day and I was like, oh, I have sneakers. Like where y'all come from? But that's also because like I spend a lot of time chasing a toddler around or whatever she is at this point. So heels are not really
That
my
is a full grown child. That is not no toddler.
look. Yeah. So whatever she is, I don't get dressed like that no more. When I do get dressed, it's like dressed down. I need to go out more. Cause boots. Now boots. Listen, if I find me a nice thigh high boot store for thighs like these, baby, you might as well just take the whole card, throw everything that I can fit in that bitch in a bag. I'm leaving. Boots, bags, and jewelry. There we go. Little heel shoes. No, baby. I'm really a little. What are them shoes? Them 3 inches with the. I'm a mule girly. Some mules. I'm good with. But boots.
All right. And next. Because what the fuck was that?
confusion.
Anyhow.
Michelle's laugh. That's my Michelle.
Yes. See, I know I just got back from Disney. It was great, but I swear, every time I come off a vacation, I feel like I need a vacation from the vacation. It just, oh my God. It just be a lot. The walking alone, like every day I looked at my watch, it was like at least 5 or 6 miles walked that day.
What?
Easily like 12,000 steps. When I tell you, if you go to Disney World, you will walk further than you have ever walked in your whole damn life in one day.
I feel like I haven't been to Disney since I was a kid. I think I went once when I was a kid, but I don't
I didn't
Girl.
go without
remember.
children once. I had to go without.
I'm going back next year. Well, I might not go to Disney, but Universal Studios is opening up they're finishing a new side of their park. So like Super Mario will be there. And I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking going. And Harper will stay home.
Oh, the Princess Tiana is open now, right?
Yes.
The exhibit.
But even that, you couldn't just walk in. You had to have a reservation.
Yeah.
So it was new. And when they open the new section of Universal Studios, it's going to be like that as well. Like you have to come at a set day, this is not just like free will, I guess, for all of the traffic that it's going to bring.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to go next year. And I also, You know how like old people used to do bus trips and stuff and go to the casino? I feel like all old people went to the casino. They're going to get in their little bus trip. What?
Because
No, they used to
I'm
do
just
bus
wondering where you're
shopping
going with
trips.
this.
Yeah, bus trips, shopping trips. Yeah, they do.
$15, you get $15 back or something like that.
They used to go get on the little bus, go to like Woodbury Commons. Now they just shopping all day and then they're going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like an adult bus trip, but I want to go to Cedar Point in the amusement park in Ohio. Do y'all like roller coasters?
I'm not.
I don't know.
But I like the
atmosphere of an amusement park, but I don't care about getting on the rides.
Give me a water ride.
What?
I don't even care about that. I'm just here for the vibes and the food.
Okay.
We could hold everybody's stuff, Sierra. I could walk with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm like, here, hold my camera, hold my bag. Gotta go.
Roller coasters?
I want to be on said ride. But yeah, I think that would be so fun.
Okay. Where's it leaving from if it's going to Ohio?
It would have to leave from Maryland. It's 7 hours.
It's
6
a
hours.
day trip?
No, it couldn't be.
I was wondering. I was like, oh, okay.
It would have to be some kind of like little overnight thing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds vibey. Yeah. It's going to be so much Don Julio on that bus, child.
Not. I don't. That's the thing. Like, I would have to figure it out. Okay, like, do we leave the night before? Because you know, anybody that gets invited, the liquor must flow. So
everybody go to the club at night. Everybody leave the club, get on the bus, ride there.
Fuck no. Niggas will be in a fight. No.
Or we just all have to stay in one hotel, so we leave in the morning. We make it there by check-in. Everybody check in.
I was thinking like we leave. Yeah, leave night before, so that way when we get there, we can like hit the park first thing in the morning. Like, I want to be the first person at the door when. But
how do people get dressed if they leave the night before?
Put some comfortable shit on. Take your shower at night.
Sitting on your ass for 6 to 7 hours and go to a theme park. Yeah. Take some.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I just feel like that would be very fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go with or without anybody. So.
See, when you do that, then you already got in your head, like, I'm not doing this bus ride no more.
No, I'm just saying, you know, I don't wait for nobody. Like, oh, I have no problem.
Just do the bus ride and people will come. Just put in your head that you're going to plan the bus ride and we will come. Just put it in your head. Just put it in your head.
It's in my head. I came up with it. It's in there.
Mm-hmm. So, Sierra, we got to pack the dude wipes and good walking shoes because we're going to be holding people's stuff. I'll bring a wagon. I'll bring me a wagon. She ain't coming, but I'll bring a wagon.
Yeah, this is definitely a no kids.
I really want to do a trip. I think I get tired after a trip when I take my kid because I really need a trip without her. Like, I need.
Yeah, I think that's what it be because they be up and on it like, okay, what are we doing? And what's next? And what's this? And I want to go to the kids pool, and I be like, God damn.
Like, dang, I still gotta feed you. Shit.
I'm like, oh, I have to. Yes, exactly. Okay, well, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? And going on a trip with a big group of people, it's always that. So I'm like, even though I plan out the meals regularly, it's more exhausting when it's like everybody's like, well, what are we eating? I don't fucking know. Get on Google and find something. I don't know. Like, now I got to find you breakfast, lunch, dinner. What's the plan for today? Okay, we're going to go here. Then we're going to go here. So sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, I'm exhausted from making all of the decisions. And that's what I'd be needing a vacation from. Like, it's like, once I get home, don't ask me what's for dinner. I don't fucking know. I'll eat air. You figure it out.
Okay. Like, everybody eat shit. How about that? Everybody do something.
Whatever is going to work for you, y'all figure that shit out. Because I'm at max capacity for decision making. I can't do it. I'm tapped out. I'm done.
I feel like that always happens when you're the planner and organizer.
When you're the coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes I just like, oh my God. I just want to get here. Y'all are here. Do whatever you feel like you want to do. Because I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But I'm also kind of like the person that I don't like to wait on other people. So if you want to sleep in all day, great, sleep in all day. But once I'm up and I'm ready to start moving around, I'm not trying to wait for a whole group of people to figure out what they're going to do. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all could figure it out and we'll meet up at some point during the day.
I think that's the other thing too. It's like, why do we have to be around each other all day, every
All
day?
the time.
Yeah. Sometimes I just be like, nah, I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go eat breakfast when I feel like eating breakfast. If you want to eat breakfast 20 minutes later, by all fucking means, eat breakfast 20 minutes later. I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's that. I think that'd be the more exhausting thing is trying to herd all of these people,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's looking at me like, "What the fuck am I? What are we doing?" And I'm just like, ugh,
I
I
would like
don't
to
want
do
it.
a cabin trip
Okay,
that we were supposed to do last year.
listen. Would you say it? Put it in your head, plan it.
It ain't hard to plan a cabin trip. That's the thing. It's hard to get our schedules in sync, and that'd be the problem, really. Honestly, everybody living
Yeah,
in a different world, which is expected.
yeah. Oh well,
2030?
sorry.
So, see
But
you at
another,
the next wedding big shower.
but yeah. So, but other than being having decision fatigue, Disney was great.
Good.
A Disney cruise, I will say, it was spectacular. I had a blast. I would, if I had to do a cruise again, I think Disney does a really good job. Even though you think like, oh, it's Disney, it's going to be like just for kids, but no, I mean, I had a really good time. There are a lot of kids, but there's a lot of adults with no kids at all. I seen like whole like bridal parties, not a kid in
Fun
sight.
for all ages. That's why, like, it's a vibe.
Yeah, like everything on there, it was so just like from all the different theme bars to the restaurants, everything was just like, oh, this is actually really nice. The cocktails were good. They didn't have a drink package, which I actually kind of preferred because you could just pay as you go for your drinks. Because sometimes I feel like the drink package, the amount that they cost, you have to drink like 15 drinks a day to justify how much it cost. And I think we spent less, just the two of us, even with buying other drinks that weren't ours, we spent way less than the drink package cost on another cruise line for just one person. And like on other cruise lines, everybody has to have the drink package in order to get a drink.
Oh wow.
Everybody has to have it. So it was just like, why would I pay $750, $800? One, I'm not even going to consume that much alcohol to justify paying that much when I could just pay as I go. If I want to drink, I can buy one. If I don't want to drink, don't have to. And I feel like their drink prices were relatively decent. I don't feel like there was anything over like $15, which I felt was good. And pretty much like if you look at their bars, like they have really good things. Like Disney, they spend some money. Like everything, just like the details of like the sheets, the pillowcases on the bed, the detail down to literally everything. You're like, damn, I wouldn't have thought to do that. Like our ship was the Disney Wish, and like all the windows on there on I think the 5th floor had like all the villains had like their images on the window, but it was like frosted, so it looked classy. It didn't look like cheesy or nothing like that. Like it was so
It wasn't a sticker.
cute. It was, yeah, it wasn't a sticker. Like I'm like, oh, y'all got some custom glass
That's what I
in
was
here.
imagining. I was like,
No, it was like the whole thing like frosted, but like the outline is the villain. So like if it's Uzma, you can clearly see who it is. You're like, oh, okay, I love that. But they had all the different bars. They had activities just for adults to do. Like Tiana, her little restaurant, or hers was a bar. It's called the Bayou. Like it just looked. It was in the middle of the ship, and I was just like, this looks so cool. They had a Star Wars one, so we went in there. We ate in. They had a Marvel theme one. That was probably the best one. Ate there. They had a Frozen theme, which Harper was like, it's Frozen. She was excited. So we had that. And then there was another one kind of like their 1923. I guess that's the year Disney was founded or whatever. They had a restaurant, like it was more like elegant, I guess. But it wasn't like a children's theme. But the children's theme restaurants, I had the best time. The shows were great. Like they had little parties. So, and it was the Halloween one. So like when I tell you people go all out, like people dressed up in full costume, head to toe, the adults, I didn't have no costume. Harper had costumes for every day, but they do their shit. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, really great. So if y'all do a Disney cruise, or if you ever think about it, I highly recommend.
I'm never getting on a boat, but I'll take her back to Disney. I'm never getting on a boat.
I'm just saying, if you change your mind, I highly recommend Disney Cruise Lines. Really good. Yeah, and the Disney parks. I mean, obviously, we went to the parks. That was great. She got on her first roller coaster.
How did she do with
How was that?
Oh, she was mad as hell. Oh, she was so mad.
Why?
What did y'all put her on?
We went. It's called the Slinky Dog in the Toy Story land. So this was the last day. So Colin was like, "Oh, I want her to get on the ride. I want her to get on the ride. I want her." I'm like, "That shit ain't gonna go well."
Yes, it's built out. Yes.
Yes, I was just like, that shit not gonna go well. So we did like little things, like the little teacup rides, like those things she's been on. So she was like fine with that. The little ones where they usually have like the characters, like the Dumbo ride where you kind of like fly around in a circle. She was cool with that. That fucking Slinky Dog.
Yeah, she probably was like, "Fuck y'all."
And we was in the front seat.
Now, why would you do that on her first go around?
Listen, try having a party of 8 is very difficult. They tell you the rows to get in, and I'm just like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And I didn't put Colin in the front because her friend Carson, he was also there at the same time. So they met us on the last day that we were there. And then like they were together pretty much the rest of the day. So we had my family, his family. So we had to split them up. Carson's mom never been on a roller coaster. So this was her first roller coaster, his first roller coaster, and Harper's all at the same time. So Carson's mom rode with his dad. So me and Colin split up. He took Carson, I had Harper. And you know, Colin big. So I'm like, y'all can't sit in the front seat. You're going to be blocking everybody. So I didn't put him there. So I'm like, okay, well, my mom wasn't damn sure not sitting in the front seat because, you know, she was scared. She ain't sitting in no damn front seat. Carson's mom wasn't sitting there. They was trying to figure out what their exit plan was the whole we was in line for probably an hour. The whole hour we were in line, they was trying to figure out how they was getting up out of there to not get on the ride. So it's just like, well, here we are. We're going to have to just get in the front. But the way it was set up, it wasn't like a regular roller coaster. You were in a little cart. So you couldn't necessarily see that you were in the front. And it's set up like the Slinky Dog from Toy Story. So it has the dog part in the front. And then you're in the little cart. So you really couldn't see what was coming. Harper Short, she damn sure couldn't see. Yeah. I was trying to have her I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm laughing the whole time. She tried to lift her hands up. She was like, let me put my shit back down. Hold on. So it comes to a part where it stops.
Maniac.
It comes where it stops. And I'm just like, oh, peace signs. So she was like crying like that.
I want to get off. Get me off of you, please.
Oh my gosh. She was mad as hell.
Imagine waiting in a line for an hour just to be traumatized. I think that's the other
You're
thing about
wrong.
these rides that I don't like. It's like, why do I have to wait in line this long? Like, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I think because that was one of the newer ones. So how Disney does theirs is you can get they have express lanes, but for the newer rides and the more popular ones, they have a set amount for the day. So once people book up all of those times, it's just like there's no more available. So by the time that we had got there, because we had did Animal Kingdom earlier that day, and then we went to Hollywood Studios, that was going to be our last one. It was just like you couldn't really get on. It was all sold out by the time we got there. So I would have did it for that ride because I was checking all day, which I love that Disney has an app where it tells you the wait time for all the rides. So at one point, the highest, it was like 85 minutes wait for that ride. So I was like, oh no. I was like, we're going to do some other things. And then we would get to some rides and they'd be like, oh, the wait is 10 minutes. Let's just get on this one because the wait's only 10 minutes. We're walking right past it. Might as well go now. and then keep going to the other one. So I was able to get on a lot of things and do a lot of things throughout the day. And I was like, no, we'll reserve this for last because once she get on, we're done. She's not going to do anything else. So we cannot do this first. This has to be the last ride of the day.
She don't
And
lost her trust.
It was the last ride of the day.
Fuck mommy.
Mad as hell. She was crying. But then my mom gave her $20. And then when I tell you literally, she wiped her tears. I was like, okay.
I'm screaming.
I was just like, yo, you are such an actress. Like when I tell you instantly wipe them tears and stop crying, I say, yo, this kid.
This is my kind of girl. She gets
it's just drama.
She said
all day.
Money.
Took that $20. I was like, you can buy whatever you want. She went and bought some ice cream. I think she wore more of the ice cream than she ate because it was hot as hell out there. But I think she had a great time outside of Slinky Dog. And she will tell you, I hate Slinky Dog. I hate it.
No more.
I'm just like,
she's probably gonna watch that movie and be like, "That's worth this, please." I can't.
But it was great. Can't wait to go back without children.
Without children, yes.
Out.
I really want to drink around the world. Like I've been to Epcot 10 times, but I don't give a fuck. I want to go drink around the world so bad.
I want to go back and do that. I don't need to go back to Magic Kingdom. I've been there, done that multiple times. I don't need to go back to, but Animal Kingdom is also about to get redone. A lot of it, they're about to shut it down and redo it, which they need to. Because that park hasn't been updated in a long time. Yeah. You need to wait until Animal Kingdom is done and then go back if you want to see everything.
But we're not
all the new things.
We're probably not going next year. I'm turning 30. She's going to take a
probably
from Disney. She'll be all right. Same cost.
Yeah.
It's expensive. But dollars.
It's expensive. They're going to make their money. Expensive. But I did like that they had stroller rentals because apparently they said on their website you're not supposed to be able to bring wagons into the parks anymore. Mm-hmm. But I've seen a couple of people with theirs. I'm like, how the fuck did you get? Never mind. But they had little stroller rentals. So we did that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, thank God we did. Because I was just like, Harper, you're not going to be able to walk around this whole park all day.
Do they? So I don't remember. Do they? Can you rent a wagon from them? Yeah,
it's like a little like cart kind of thing, stroller. But yeah, I rented, even though Harper was just her, I rented the double size one, and I'm like, here, you can have a little space, sit your backpack. Mm-hmm. And it worked out the next day because when Carson was with us, her friend, he was in there too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, great, y'all could sit there, we could push y'all around, we could get around this park a whole lot faster than having a child walk around. Yeah. And I was like, and it's way too hot for anybody to be picking your ass up. So just sit down and let's get them moving.
But who bag? Put you on who bag?
Not mine.
I wonder how it is during spring break months. Because I know when we went for Christmas, it was still fucking hot. I was sweating. I had on a short sleeve shirt and leggings. And I was sweating.
Girl. I was sweating places I didn't know could sweat. Places that should not sweat. I was dying. I felt like my shirt was soaked within like the first 25 minutes that we were there. I was so damn hot. And I thought it was like, when we got off the ship, like it was still like an overcast. It was cloudy. I was like, this will be a perfect day. The weather's still nice, but it's cloudy. Girl, fuck no. It was hot as shit. I was like, oh my God. That sun came out and it was just like beaming. I got sunburn. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I had sunburn on my fucking scalp.
Oh my God.
Just I put sunscreen everywhere else and I forgot. And I usually spray Harper's scalp because she always gets sunburn on her scalp. So I'm like, let me spray it. I forgot mine. And I was like, my shit hurts. Oh my, red is just whole part red.
My gosh.
But in other news, I am so fucking tan. I don't know if y'all can tell by my face, but look how tan I am. I am brown. That was the highlight that I got. I got a good tan. I did not get sunburn everywhere else. Other than my scalp, I didn't get sunburn anywhere else.
The scalp is crazy.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like I've never heard of someone's
I'd be
scalp getting
pissed.
sunburn.
Yep, that is probably light skin problems. I don't wish it on nobody.
You're more
my poor little scalp.
More melanated co-hosts.
I was pouring water on my scalp. It was so hot. Yes. I mean, I had like a little first aid thing in my room. Like I have this like first aid gel, not the aloe vera gel. It's like real like first aid cream. It was like $35, but very much worth it. I was like putting that shit like I was greasing my scalp. Whew. It did make it so it didn't burn the next day. It was definitely just red, but it didn't hurt the next day. So thank God for that. But got my final tan of the summer, so it should last me a couple weeks. Hopefully. Before I turn into a sugar cookie. I discovered, well, I think I might have PTSD. And here's why. So when I broke my leg, I think, well, prior to breaking my leg, I've always been very like adventurous. Like I would do pretty much anything. I would jump off of anything except into the ocean. I don't do that because I don't know what's in there. Sharks and shit. But I'll pretty much do anything. I'll bungee jump, zip line from the highest thing, whatever. No thought about it. But ever since I broke my leg, the thought of doing something like that, in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, I could break my leg doing that. I'll never do that again. But we were, me and my parents and Colin were talking about like doing like a ski kind of vacation. And the more they were talking about it, I'm like, I'm not going skiing. I literally felt like my heart was racing. My hands were sweaty. And everybody was just like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, no, I'm literally like having a panic attack right now. I was like, literally feel how my pulse is racing. I was just like, no, I'm scared. I cannot do that. I'm like, so y'all can go skiing, but I promise you, I will not put on a pair of skis. I won't put on a snowboard. I don't even think I want to get on a snow fucking tube. I don't want to do none of that shit.
It's probably because you remember what it felt like.
Not even, I don't remember like how bad. I know it hurt, but I don't remember like, it's kind of like childbirth. You know it hurt, but you don't really remember the pain of that. But I just feel like, oh my God, do I have like PTSD about it? Because even now, like just saying it to y'all, I feel my heart racing.
Maybe.
Probably. Or just something, I don't even know if I would say PTSD, but just the thought of potentially harming yourself in that way. Yeah, does not sound appealing. Like some people can break a limb or do this or do that and be like, oh, I mean, I recovered, who cares? But it's also like you had like 3 surgeries. The recovery was crazy. Who the hell is going to do that? Like I think about that with like any surgery. I'm like, how do people lay on the table and get like 2 and 3 BBLs? That recovery is crazy. Like who wants to go through that?
Yeah, I don't.
By choice. I
don't. And I don't know if it was just like the surgeries itself or more just like the thought of not having my mobility.
Right.
Because I think that was the hardest thing.
You had never gone through that. So it was easy because you didn't have to imagine it. And now that you have, you're more cautious.
Yeah. I feel like cautious to a point where I'm like, not even just like cautious, like I'm dead ass scared.
Now maybe
I'm
just like, you're scared and it's causing you that level of like angst, then maybe it is like PTSD or something else. But I don't know. I feel like that's a normal. Not normal because I feel like even with me, the way my mind works, I think about irrational stuff like that all the time. Like every time I get into an elevator, I think to myself, what if the elevator stops working? Like those are just like daily things that happen to me. Like I still go and do these things, but in my mind, I just be thinking about.
It's like you know something could happen, but really, it's like Ain't nothing gonna happen. I've never been stuck in an elevator before.
Shit, I have.
Oh, see, I've never been stuck in an elevator. I know mentally, like, yes, elevators can get stuck. I've never been stuck in an elevator. So I just like, okay, let's just get on. I don't think about it getting on. But
I think of things from the perspective of watch it be me. Like this shit don't happen to nobody else. Watch it happen to me. Watch I climb this pole in the ladder break. I seen a video about that. The ladder break going back down. Like I can't.
This pole, what pole would you be climbing?
I seen a video yesterday. It was called Fall, I think. And the girl, they went up like a random pole, and then the ladder fell, and then they had no like cell phone reception at the top. Like, why would you even go up there? What's up there for you?
Yeah, like what is you doing?
That's just some dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I don't know. I guess I should talk to somebody about that, but I am fucking terrified. Like, you know how like people be scared of things and they start crying? I feel like that could be me. Like, I probably would just start crying.
I don't want to do it.
Like, I'm like, I can't. Yeah, like I cannot do it. I don't want to.
You could just go on the slopes and just.
I don't even want to see it. Like, I don't want to be in the little ride thing going up there. I don't want, because those things you kind of just like chilling. No. I don't
so
want to
I'm like,
do that.
That's how you want to get on all these roller coasters. The likelihood of you getting stuck or harmed on a roller coaster is probably more likely than.
Maybe because like on roller coasters, you're sitting.
Girl, you ever seen one of them things pop out?
No.
Girl, the videos of the roller coasters breaking or people like, what was it last year? The boy fell out the drop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I would never do one of those things again. That's on the list of things that I'm cool. Don't want to do that ever. Them little drop towers.
Yeah. No.
Nah, baby. No, ma'am.
That's mad high. Now I'm like thinking of the one at King's Dominion. Like that shit is high.
Yeah, like, some of them could be 200 feet. Like those, I don't like those because kind of, well, I feel like any roller coaster, the only way down is you gotta finish it. But those things, like can it slowly bring me down, or you gotta just drop me? Fuck no. I would no.
Oh no, yeah, no. Yeah, it's not for me, especially at a fair. No, baby, you just
them fair rides, baby. I'm never getting on them shits ever in my fucking life. And I used to be one like, oh, I'll get on these little rinky-dink rides that they just set up in 20 minutes. Fuck no, I'm never getting on that shit again.
Getting on the swing, I used to love me a swing. Now I got on the swing as a big girl, like older, and I almost pissed myself. Like, if y'all don't let me down, why am I swinging over the ride next to me? Let me down. Get me off of it. Yeah. Getting on Dumbo with Mia last year, I was like, oh, yeah, put me down. Get me off of this. I want to go home.
Well, yeah, like those, I don't like that. Doesn't really like bother me or anything like that.
I can't do
maybe
that.
Because it's so much like I feel like because it's so much technology. Like those rides have like hydraulic systems. Like those are like I feel like
so
physics means like you can't get stuck in doing certain things. You just can't do it. So I don't be necessarily concerned about those. Those drop towers, you can get stuck up there,
or something can break.
Roller coasters for the most part, especially like newer roller coasters, I feel like if you're gonna get stuck, you're gonna get stuck going up. But once you get to the top and it goes down, I feel like the rest of it is just
what if it
momentum.
Cracks?
Michelle, I don't think that would happen.
It happened at it's some park in New York. It happened. It had happened. Or the video
was it a wooden
sliding off of
it was a wooden ride? Yeah, them wooden rides. I don't trust them shits. Them shits is dangerous.
Wooden. I can't even talk. Or the like. Yeah. I'm just. Yeah, but I think maybe you might have PTSD.
Yeah, I think I really think I do, and I never like paid attention to it. Like I know in my mind it's just certain things I'm not comfortable with, but sometimes I feel like saying it out loud, especially in front of other people, they feel like it's ridiculous, and it's just like, no, you don't have that. And I'm like, no, I really feel sick right now. Like I'm sweating. my heart is racing. I probably could go poop and throw up at the same fucking time because I'm so damn scared. I'm just like,
I mean, it makes sense.
They
no,
didn't
ma'am.
experience that with you. So they were there, but like they didn't experience
Yeah.
that with you. So
Yeah.
it's
And I
easy to
just
be like, oh, Teray, you love stuff like this. Yeah, not no more. It's not
yeah.
like-
It's a wrap. Like, I'm just like, I'm cool. But I do want to, I feel like I want to talk to somebody about it because I don't want to be this scared. Like, if I'm just not going to do it, then cool, I'm just not going to do it because I don't want to. But
it's
being like,
saying you feel like every time you talk about it, it's anxiety inducing.
yes. Yeah, like I feel like I have to poop right now.
But even with that, it's like maybe you never really thought about how that whole not situation, but that whole experience really affected you. So now
Yeah.
it coming up in a different form, it's like, wait, why do I feel so strongly about this? You know?
Yeah. I think
You
it's
know,
more
everything
so just
has
like,
symbolism.
yeah, I think it's like because I'm so used to just doing things, even like not being able to have my mobility for 2 months, it was more than just like, oh, I had to get surgery and I can't walk. I couldn't put any pressure on my leg. I could barely bathe myself. Like walking across the room was like, no, girl, you need crutches. You need somebody to help you to just get out of the bed, get to the bathroom. Harper couldn't be home for 2.5 months because I'm like, at the time, like a 3-year-old, like you can't be here and I can't move. I don't have on a hard cast. You're jumping around. This is not even an environment that you could really be in. I can't get off the couch. I couldn't sleep in my own bed for weeks. So it's just like, I think more so of that. And I'm just used to being able to just do everything for myself. So not having my mobility is just like, oh no, I can't. I don't like this. So being able to kind of get it back. And then once I was cleared to start putting, body weight on my leg, cleared to start walking, clearance to drive. It's like all of these things that I feel like I didn't need permission to do before. It's like now it's like, can you please sign this paper that says I can walk now? Can you sign this that says I can drive now? Like I got to ask everybody for permission. I was so just like ready to get back to my everyday life that I never processed that. Now I'm traumatized by, or even relating, like breaking my leg was a traumatic experience. So now it's just, I feel like now it's coming up and I'm like, damn, that shit really fucking traumatized me. And then also trying to like, I feel like if it was just some random person that broke my leg, I probably wouldn't care. But Colin's cousin broke it. So like, I try to still be like, I guess, sensitive to how he feels about it. And I don't want to be like, well, really, this situation really fucked me up. Until now, it's just like, no, I physically feel like, okay, you've let this go for way too long without acknowledging or expressing how you really feel about it. And now it's just kind of like, no, my body is like, no, bitch.
Like
you're not okay. You're not okay.
Do you feel like you get really worked up around him?
No, not necessarily worked up, but I definitely have it in my mind. Like we'll make jokes about it, but it's just like you could see like he's uncomfortable by it, and even though it happened to me, I feel bad that he feels uncomfortable.
For all parties, for her, not for her, for him, he's probably like, damn, how I break somebody's leg like that on their wedding day? Like, do you even hear how that sounds? Like, it
sounds fucking nuts. When I tell the story, it sounds fucking nuts. It's like what kind of shit? Why does this happen to me?
Yeah, like how does this make any sense?
Like I didn't mean to. Like,
yeah,
which that's the thing. Like I know that he didn't mean it, but it's still just like. I don't know. I feel like even in that situation, I'm kind of like tiptoeing around other people's feelings when I'm like, no, the person who went through the most shit was me. Everybody else quite literally got to walk away. I didn't get to walk away.
Right. Stop making jokes.
And I'm serious. That wasn't a joke.
have to stop making jokes. We as black
I
women
wasn't
have to stop.
I wasn't
I
making
know,
a
but
joke.
I think it is like you're unconsciously making a joke. Like we really do have to stop like making light of stuff like that. Like you just said, when y'all are around, y'all joke about it, and he's uncomfortable. Yeah, you are also uncomfortable. So like maybe that should be a conversation instead of a joke.
Yeah.
Cause you're just so
Maybe.
just like break your
But
leg.
I don't feel like
I
I
get
don't feel like I need to have a conversation with him though. It's just like,
well, eventually, because you just acknowledge that he's uncomfortable or he's
well,
visibly.
yeah.
Cause what? What are you trying to say, Michelle? Mm. Visibly uncomfortable. Yes.
That was a
Well,
big word for Elmo.
it was. It was. Oh my goodness.
But he's probably uncomfortable because he's probably thinking to himself like, "Oh no, she really don't fuck with me like that. I broke this bitch leg. She do not fuck with me." Like,
Shit.
And
you know what I'm saying?
that's not even the case. And it's truly, because that's not the case. Because one thing, if I don't fuck with you, you would never be welcome in my home ever.
Hmm.
I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck who
but
you
it's
related
just
to.
like it's
Nah.
probably just like the feeling of like, dang, let me not
Yeah.
hug her too tight. Let me not get too close because last
Mhm.
Yeah.
time I
Definitely
fucked
don't
her,
hug me.
yeah, like yeah,
Yeah. Definitely, I'll be like, back up. But even when like other people are drunk and stuff around me, I like, yeah, let me move. Let me get the fuck out the way. Because if somebody tip over on me, I ain't gonna be able to handle it. So let me scoot out.
Another one.
Keep my feet on both solid on the ground. That's it. I can't. But yeah. So I guess I have to do something about that.
Yeah, go see the lady.
Yeah. But yes, in other news, while we have not spoken in a week, they finally got the diddler.
yeah.
It's just this whole situation, the more that things start to unfold, it's just like what is really happening. It's like he got arrested and then all of these CEOs, everybody started stepping down. It's like, whoa.
And I feel like
This is not just a
continue,
coincidence, I don't think.
before you continue, I feel like that's my bigger thing. I feel like people, they're so enamored with talking about baby oil and freak offs. Who gives a damn? People be freaky in their everyday life, okay? Like, I don't
We're
care
not
about
talking
that.
about freak shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. There's so many bigger things to be talked about. And then like what's his name? Judge Joe Brown was doing like a
Not Judge Brown.
breakdown or commentary. Some podcast called him for whatever reason. But one, he's misogynistic. For two,
Did
he's
he
dumb.
get disbarred?
And he's old, whatever. I don't know. But the whole point is that literally the beginning of his career, all he did was defend pimps, prostitutes, and everyone in between. So it's like he's sitting here making it seem like pimping and pandering isn't a big deal. I'm like, pimping and pandering is still a big deal. The only person who will look
Pimping
at that
is
as not a
But those
I'm
sentiments,
saying,
I feel like, are being echoed by a lot of people, and
yeah,
it's very it's concerning because I'm just like, y'all are missing
the whole
where
point,
this is an
yeah.
issue.
Like there are plenty of sex workers, escorts, and all that, but that's consensual. Pimping and pandering, that's not consensual. Number one, and when you're doing it on a high scale as a Diddy, that's trafficking and all these other things. You're doing these things to people against their will. Whether they willfully went to the party is one thing, but once you got
Yeah.
there, you were drugged and all this other shit. That's a whole
Yeah,
nother
if you're
conversation.
once you start introducing things that people don't consent to, like if people and to some people's point, like it's very weird because I've seen a lot of people, some celebrity people come out and be like, oh well, in this industry we fly girls out all the time, so is everybody sex trafficking?
That's not the same
And
thing.
I'm like, I was like, no, we're not having the same conversation. Nobody is upset that he flew a bitch out to get his dick wet. Nobody is mad at that. When you are drugging people, trapping people, not feeding people, like now this is against your will. Now you're turning people into like sex slaves. That's the issue here.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with that. Really, y'all crossed state lines to make this happen. That's really so that the feds can actually charge you with a crime.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, I feel like we haven't even seen anything. Like, that's what I'm saying. People get so up in arms about literally nothing. I haven't heard not one thing that we didn't already know when Cassie came out with her information the first time. So I feel like, to me, there's so many bigger things that are going to be revealed. I feel like the feds took this to kind of lock him down, but they're trying to find bigger and other things going on.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why a lot
my
of these
thing.
CEOs and stuff are stepping down, because there's some involvement somewhere with all these people.
Yeah. For sure. It doesn't happen at, he gets arrested one day and the very next day all of y'all start falling like dominoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're stepping down. I'm voluntarily stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just black people.
Yeah, I see more white people than I saw black. I only saw like 1 or 2 black people.
I think Kevin Lyles was the only black person I saw. So he stepped. I feel like he was first. Then the guy from Sony Japan. I'm like, wait, huh? He stepped down. The guy from Sony Nashville stepped down. It's like everybody Nike. Is just like, we're voluntarily stepping down. And I'm just like, yeah, I always felt like in this situation, there was some bigger shit going on. I was like, this is not just about Diddy. I always personally felt that in this situation, the only reason that any of this is coming up, I was like, because this has been going on for years. Like, this ain't new.
Right.
This kind of behavior in really any kind of industry. If you have power, you have an extreme amount of wealth. This shit has been going on. Like, look at the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. That shit was going on for a year.
And they know that if it's one of him,
like even that
connected. I think that they are pretty sure if this was going on over here, then somehow there was an exchange of money, girls, resources. Like, it is all connected. And because his ass is dead now,
they got to try to find and make it somewhere else. But I always felt like it was one of those situations, kind of liken it to like, you got ahead of yourself and thought you were above this. When I don't feel like anybody can operate and be into this kind of like weird. This is more than just being a freak. Like, this is some whole different shit. You can't go 30 years and operate like this and nobody know about it. So this whole like, I never knew. Like, no, people know. Now, who are those people? I feel like those people are people in extreme positions of power. They're like, I allowed this to go on, but you start fucking with me.
Love. It's like,
now I'm gonna fuck with you.
Know that he was doing this. Like, you really want people to think that you ain't know what was going on behind the closed doors in these parties. You ain't just think it was a little drugs going on. People was doing, because people probably doing bumps in front of you. Like, you had to have some idea of what was going on. And I hate that some of our faves about to get wrapped up in it, but like, I don't got no remorse for a predator. I really don't.
Yeah. I'm just,
certain people will be casualties of his crimes.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, interested is the right word, but I want to see how they're going to tie all this together and be like, to even get to a point. I've seen people like be mad that he didn't get bail. It's like, one, if your attorney is proposing a $50 million bond, that means that you already know that I can pay for this in cash and get up out of here. So it's just like, you propose that. So why would any kind of court be like, yeah, okay. No, you're a flight risk. You own an island. There's mad shit that you have access to.
Well, yeah,
he had to.
I don't think. Well, he did that back in March, though. I don't think.
Yeah, but I think in this time, they got his kids' passport. Everybody's done. They suspended everybody's passports.
I don't think the reason he didn't get bail was because he's a flight risk. I don't think it's that. I think it's because since this time has been going on, he's been tampering with witnesses, calling people, doing this, doing that. And I think
and that's kind of what I mean is the money is just like, you have access to do a lot of shit just because you have money.
Right. And
I'm sure he got money that that the feds don't even know where that money is. So it's just like, yeah, you have way too much access to a lot of other shit. And even the girl from Dirty Money, coming out that you called her 54 times in one day. You're crazy. Yeah, you would have to sit up and you can't come out.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, because she had came out like I think the day before he got that he had to turn himself in because the whole thing came out with Dawn Richards, her lawsuit, and then and I don't remember her name, but the Kalina, she came out and had this long Instagram post basically saying that she never witnessed anything, this whole thing. Like basically that she had no idea about any of this. She doesn't know what she's talking about in her lawsuit. That wasn't her experience, yada, yada, yada. Then come to find out that Diddy called her 54 times in a day.
Well, they had like over 100 calls.
Yeah, like he's been
between each other, but he called her 54 times.
Yeah, so it's just like
she was calling him back too. So what's that about?
Yeah, or answering the phone. It's like it's very evident that you're doing something. You're contacting people that clearly are involved, either they're witnesses, whichever. You should not be calling these people. And not only now you're tampering with witnesses. So yeah, now you gotta sit in jail. It's like you are digging such a bigger hole for yourself. Nah, nigga, you can't come out. Stay your creepy ass right there.
But I also think that the feds, of course, they want to. One, they don't want what happened to Jeffrey Epstein to happen to him. Whether people believe it was a suicide or someone killed him, either way, they want this man alive because they want to take this down. And I also feel like they are isolating him because he ain't meant for jail. Let's be for real. They want him to start talking, get his Frank Lucas on and all the rest of them gangsters that be snitching. They want him to talk and be like, yo, what's the tea? And I feel like
tell me everybody else that's wrapped up in this. Like they need him there because that's the only way. That's just like, okay, let's see how tough you really built.
And the feds don't care about your quality of life. They just want you to talk. So you talk, you can kill yourself afterwards. But I hate to say that.
Yeah. But listen, I do feel like a lot of things surrounded around him over the years are going to really come out. I think a lot of things, even like the situation with the girl who got shot in the club. I think all of that
for years though.
Yeah, she was just
but I think now it's one of those same things like, yeah, this situation happened, we had a fall guy, but there's people around at work that's gonna clean this shit up. Like we're not thinking about this, we're not thinking about her, like, but now all of those people involved, and I think because it is such a trying to connect all the dots, it's gonna get I feel like it's gonna get crazy. I feel like that situation is gonna come back up. It's so many things are gonna come back up.
Already was like, yeah, this nigga,
he ruined his life.
Person, you ruined my life. Of course, I'm gonna take your money because you're paying charity for things I care about. But fuck you, basically, like rotten jail, nigga.
Yeah, I feel like outside of the court of public opinion, like all these people are going to come out and be like, no, he did X, Y, and Z. This shit is going to get so much uglier before it's all said and done. And I'm just like, who is really going to be guilty in retrospect, or like in comparison to him? Like who was really in this shit wrapped up with you? I'm interested to see how they tie this all together, what names they bring out, but also even the people that are going to just be kind of like collateral damage from it, who may not necessarily be guilty, but now this stain is on you.
Yeah.
And the other part of this conversation that I personally don't like, people saying like, oh, well, this person, why are you coming out and talking now just because he's locked up?
A victim is a victim.
Well, not even just victims, people who have witnessed certain things. I'm like, okay, let's be for real, right? Half of y'all don't even speak up and talk against your boss at work because they have some type of power or leverage over you.
Yeah.
Why would someone come out and be like, yeah, Diddy, blah, 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 saying all these things when they have already been threatened, saying, I will take everything away from you. I will kill you. I'll kill your family. I'll do this. I'll do that. And you've seen him do things. Why would I then come out and be like,
turn around and be like, yeah,
I'm to the people. Bitch, it's called self-preservation. I'm going to shut my ass up because I want my life. Just leave me
exactly. Like if somebody is accused of hanging people over balconies, blowing up people's cars,
Yeah.
bitch, no. Like I'm not about to be next. I'm sorry that this shit may be happening to other people, but I'm going to look out for myself
Yeah.
first. And I just like when people are just like, oh, when people want to discredit people's stories just based off that fact, it's like that doesn't make sense. Who is willingly going to put themselves in, put their life on the line?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just like about money or career. Like people
Got
are
people
getting hurt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I'm not putting myself in that position for nobody. So if that means that I got to keep my mouth shut for 30 years until he is safely tucked away in federal custody, and then I can come out and say what I need to say, then yeah, then that's just how it's gonna be. Like I feel like if this didn't happen, there'd be people who probably never would have said anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like fear is really real. And people like Diddy, any kind of predator, they live off other people being scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like that's how they thrive off of it. It's just like the power of having that kind of control over another person. Like I can do whatever I want to you and you're never going to say anything because you know what I will do to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have even just a glimpse of what I could possibly do to you. It's gonna get real bad. But I really feel bad for his kids. Like
Why?
his daughters.
Oh.
His daughters,
Yeah.
I really feel bad for them, especially like to lose your mother at such a young age as a child, and then now your only parent left. This is all coming out and going down to even just be a dad of daughters, and this is what you got to find out that your parent is up to.
Right.
You got to find out
It's
that
like
the parent
what
possibly killed your other parent. That's
it's just like that's a whole lot going on that his kids are going to have to deal with the fallout of all of this. Now, if what they're saying like that the sons were participants in this, then yeah, y'all need to go to jail too.
Yeah.
But I really feel bad for the younger I feel bad for the daughters because it's just like you're going to have to live with this is who your dad is.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that you had of him is shattered. It's done. And I don't even think like it's even like a thing of like, oh, we have to have it proven for this. It's just like just the matter of them raiding your house, which you live in.
Mm-hmm.
Even the fact of Cassie's lawsuit coming out, it's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that his kids have been around. So whether they knew what was going on or just like if they've seen anything, it's just like, how do you process that information and be like, this is my parent? And kind of, you can never, I don't think you could really hold on to the idea of like, oh, this is who my dad is, because everybody has an idea of who their parents are, and then who the person that they actually are can be two different things. But when it's just like, here it is laid out and it just keeps coming out over and over again, it's like, how do you deal with that? I don't think I could handle that as a grown woman. How was a 16, 17-year-old girl supposed to handle this?
Every time I turn around, I'm gonna stop turning the fuck around, because every time I turn around, it's
like how do you live your life? How do you go to school? How do you be like, okay, now I want to go to college? It's like people know who you are. It will always be something that's discussed, whether blatantly in your face, people talking behind your back. I think it creates a whole lot of other things that they're going to have to deal with, the fallout of his actions. They're going to have to now navigate their own lives without parents.
Yeah. And unfortunately, their sons will go to jail. I mean, his sons will probably do some time, or they're going to be under a microscope, because regardless of the fact that you were probably coerced into things, you probably have taken the life of somebody.
I feel like the only one who, well, technically it's not his son, but it's his son, Quincy, the older one. I feel like he's the only one that has like an antenna up somewhere, because I was watching a interview he did, and he always talks about how he's like pretty much helping raise his sisters. Like he's very hands on with them, and I feel like that's obviously for a reason, either because he saw what his mother went through or he sees how Diddy is and all that stuff. I really think even with him, there's going to be something bigger to why he's still even in support of
There.
Diddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of, because it's like, that ain't your daddy. And you, like 35 years old, you don't have to be around him. Unless you got Stockholm syndrome, there's something else or some other reason as to why he's choosing to still, you know what I mean? And I think it has
Yeah.
more so to do with like his sisters and how they operate. And I've never seen any disparaging things about him online. Now, those other two sons, one of them is fighting an active rape case and all this stuff right now.
Is that the one that looked like him?
Yes.
Checks out.
Then the other one, when I don't know if you guys remember when Diddy he gave his artist back to publishing,
Yeah.
only if they signed those NDAs that said they couldn't talk about certain experiences or stories during that time
Yeah,
period.
they
And
couldn't talk about Diddy, couldn't talk about his mother. When you gotta add your mama in there,
right.
yeah.
So they said
Oh my
Diddy, the
Lord.
mother, and then it specifically said Justin Combs. I'm like, so we can talk about the rest of your kids, but not him.
But not this
Why?
one
What was that
specifically.
about?
Yeah.
Like, you
When
see
you
what I'm
gotta
saying?
put that kind of language in legal documents,
Yeah.
it speaks volumes. And I
Mhm.
think that's kind of the things that people need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have to do all of that, no, that tells you that there's something
Mhm.
there's something going on. Something
Yeah.
has happened and other people know about it. So in that retrospect, like, if they're involved, they're grown ass men. At this point,
Mhm.
I don't feel bad. I don't care if
Yeah,
you're
no.
21, 22. Some things, like, you innately know what's right and what's not.
Mhm.
So in that instance, anybody who was involved, I don't give a fuck who they are. Lock them up.
Mhm.
Because people
Even
like that need to be off the fucking streets, because they will do it again.
but
And it
even
just
with the
proves that they
mother,
have
Especially his
no
mother with that blonde wig. I want her off the street.
yeah. Well, she used to be a escort / madam.
madam.
Yeah.
So I ain't
So
surprised.
she know the
And
game.
yeah, and they said that the internet, because I didn't see any official
All right, Janet
documentation or
Jackson.
anything about this, but they said that she used to make him like be involved or watch like her little orgies and all that stuff, and how they have a really strange relationship. And I have seen him kiss his mother in the mouth, but some people are weird like that. They be kissing their mother, like, I don't know, especially
I'm not
Spanish
at a
people and
certain
all that.
age. Fuck no. At a certain age,
Mm-hmm.
no. We just not doing that. That's weird.
Yeah. No, yeah. To me, it's weird. And I saw, like, I've seen it before and it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. But when I saw this one particular video of him kissing his mother in the mouth, it's like the after kiss, the way she looked at him, I'm like, do y'all be hunching? Like, why'd you just look at him like that after you kissed him? Like, you know how, like,
It
after you
always
kiss
gave
your partner,
strange.
yeah, after you kiss your partner, you give him like the eye a little bit. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah, like,
weird.
well, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, okay, that was
like,
cute. Like, that it just made me feel
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah, it was just kind of like, that was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
yeah, it's I just
I think
it's
my
gonna get
biggest thing is, like I said
nasty.
before, I want people to actually, this is the thing I can't stand about the Black community, is like they look at stuff just to be so salacious, like baby oil jokes and this and then he took the booty, blah blah blah. Who gives a damn? Like, there is so many bigger things that we could be talking about. And you don't even have to read the court documents. Just watch a TikTok video of somebody telling you what the court document said if you don't want to read it yourself. And
Yeah.
that will strike
Our
other
people
thoughts.
cannot read past
Like
180 characters, whatever it is.
I'm just so tired of seeing the baby oil jokes and
Yeah, it's not funny.
you don't want to party with Diddy. You got to tell Diddy now. Like, that's not funny.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And just like all the other like videos that are resurfacing of times that you could tell that he made people physically uncomfortable, touching on people. And it's just like, you just see that you see their face just kind of drop. And it's like, wow, that is so sad. And it's not just men, like it's men, it's women. It's just like, you can tell that people know about what's going on and what he's been doing and what he's into. And just like feeling so entitled and so fucking arrogant that I can just like touch you and just make you fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I can do it blatantly. I can do it while cameras are recording.
Yeah.
that kind of level of arrogance, that's a dangerous fucking person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did
Anybody who is just like blatantly gonna do something, I don't give a fuck who's watching. I can do this to you and you're not gonna do anything about it. You can't stop me. That's a dangerous person.
Yeah. Even that year with Cassie at the award show when he kept like interrupting her talking and he was like making her visibly uncomfortable during the an interview with, I'm about to forget his name. I can't think
The
of it.
fashion, the
Yes,
red
famous
carpet
designer.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre
That
something.
yeah, between that and then like the most recent picture I seen with Nicki Minaj on the carpet when he made her uncomfortable, and then Usher deleting all his tweets mysteriously overnight. I was just like, yeah, something about to happen, and I hope that those tapes never see the light of day because we don't need to see things like that. People don't need to relive trauma.
I
Justin
don't
Bieber's
wanna.
theory, like that was the one I was like, this was a baby. Like this is a
Usher
baby.
too. He was like 13.
Yeah, and I always thought that was weird. Like when artists come and tell this, they're like, "Oh, well, I went to go live with such and such person." I'm like, "Didn't Usher go live with Diddy?" Like,
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
he
that's
was
weird. Like,
saying how
as a
like he was saying how like him and Diddy used to fight, like tussle all the time because Diddy would try to make him go to the club and do this and do that. And he's like, I just want to go to the studio. I just want to do my music. I'm 13. Why am I at the club? And it's just
And that's when
like,
his mother stepped in as his manager
yeah.
or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's just weird. But even from that sense, it's like, as a parent, I'm not turning my child over to no
Can't go
fucking
live with
body.
me. No camp.
No.
I don't give a damn what.
Mm-mm.
I'm coming with you. We will live in a fucking motel,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not giving my child to nobody.
No, ain't no
Yeah,
private
no.
sessions.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Nah. If an adult, if I'm not in the room, that shit ain't happening. I don't fucking care.
And ain't no trusted
Like,
third parties. I am the trusted third party.
I'm not signing my guardianship over to nobody.
Oh,
No.
no. Mm-mm.
No. Like, at some point, baby, I don't give a fuck what. That could be your dream in life, but we won't be doing that.
Mm-mm.
Hard no.
Mm-mm.
But I just, it's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
It's truly a lot of shit going on.
I hope that the victims see justice. And
Yes, I really hope that they do. I think that everybody won't get their individual ones. Like, it won't be like, oh, Diddy versus me, like this, like that. But he gonna have to do time. I don't see how he walks
Oh, yeah.
from
He's going
this.
to jail. He's going to jail.
I don't see how he walks from this in federal time. You're gonna do it every damn day, every last day.
It's like he's going to jail now. Who's he going to take with him?
Who gonna?
That
Yeah,
is to be revealed.
yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
I'm so sick of seeing the Jay-Z and Beyonce theories when there's so many. There's probably hundreds of other people, but they the
I
closest.
think those are like, those theories are kind of like separate from this Diddy thing, but it's all together because they're like at the top of like the entertainment industry and stuff. But even with
Yeah.
that, I'm like, don't be surprised.
It's gonna get
Because one thing about
shit
Sloan
gonna get
Bella,
real.
everything she has said has come
She be right.
to pass thus far.
Yeah.
It's
But I think, not to be too far into the conspiracy theory, I feel like Jay-Z, he's probably involved in certain things that morally we wouldn't like, but I feel like his is more so like power control and like business wise. I don't think he was a part of the freak offs and shit like that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think his is like more, it's something else, and I feel like it's going to be harder for anybody to really pull something on him because maybe what he was doing wasn't morally correct, but legally, you see what I'm saying? I feel like it's
because
gonna
it's
be
just
hard
like,
for the
I feel like,
public to really.
yeah, I feel like it might be like contract games. It's like,
Yeah.
morally locking somebody into a contract for their whole life, or morally, taking people's money or getting them into something. It's like, I kind of know more than you. I'm gonna come out on top no matter what you do. It's like those kinds of things. Yeah, we may not. It's not illegal. You sign a contract.
Right.
You should have read it. Like, it kind of puts you into that part. It's not illegal. I can't go to jail for this, but it'd be like, oh, that's bad business. You know,
Mhm.
most things like that. And I think even those things are easy to kind of wash away because it's just like, well, everybody was doing bad fucking business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody got
From
something.
the top to the bottom, everybody was in some kind of fucked up deal, contract, whatever.
Mhm.
So I just, yeah. Last thing that I wanted to talk about is maybe it's, I don't know, we could cut it if you guys feel like it, but the y'all know I'm very big on voting, and I think this recent story that has come out with Amber Nicole Thurman and her case, granted, there have been multiple women who have been sharing their horrific experiences of what these strict abortion laws are doing and the harm that it's the harm and the permanent damage that it's causing a lot of women across the country. I think her case was the second, I want to say the second case in Georgia that has been deemed preventable as a result of the abortion laws in Georgia. And I don't know, like, I think I've heard since the debate, I feel like is when I've seen more videos because, you know, Trump is going out like, oh, well, people are having abortions in the 9th month. People are giving birth and then they're killing babies. It's like, that's not happening. And all of these laws been like, oh, well, we're putting it back where it belongs in the state's hands. And all of these super strict laws people are literally dying. Women are dying over things that it's just like, why is this the focal point of why do you care so much? Because it's not a thing for me. It's not about pro-life, pro-choice, because clearly life doesn't matter because women are dying. Women's quality of life doesn't matter when women have permanent health damage because they have dead fetal tissue inside of their body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like hospitals can't do anything. Women are sitting in parking lots, just bleeding, waiting for something to happen before somebody can step in and do something. So her case, and more so, she has like a 6-year-old son. So I'm like, damn, Harper is 6. Like, I could not imagine that being, I couldn't imagine dying and leaving my kid over something that didn't have to happen. So I just, and I think it just really hit close to home. Like, I do live in Georgia. I do have a 6-year-old. She went to the hospital that is in my area. And I'm just like, I've been to that hospital and seen the lobby full of people at the emergency room. And I've been there when you go there and they're like, yeah, it could be 4 hours before we see you. 7 hours before we see you, because that's how backed up hospitals are. Not to say that all of those people were there, all those people there weren't pregnant, but when you go to emergency room, it's not really an emergency. It's like you're in line for all of these other people who are having emergencies. You got to sit here and you just got to wait until maybe if yours is more extreme, then we can bump you up. But for the most part, a lot of people are just sitting there for whatever they're coming to the hospital for. I don't know. It makes me really, really sad. And part of it makes me really scared because, like, fuck, I live in Georgia. If these laws get more extreme, which I think they're going to try to start doing, is like, oh, well, certain birth control methods can't get that no more. They're trying to take away IVF. So it's just like, knowing that my IUD is about to expire, I probably got a year and a half left. I'm like, fuck, what if laws change and I can't get a new one? And these are the kind of laws that are in place. Another thing that I'm just like, I'm terrified out of my fucking mind of what could possibly happen. Especially being the fact that I don't want any more kids. If I can't get, even in my mind, I'm like, well, I would never take the IUD out. Like, I need this to still be in law so I can get a new one. But I never thought that Roe versus Wade would get overturned, but it did. So it's like it's becoming more real. That can't just be like, oh, that'll never happen. That doesn't apply to me. When it's like, yeah, actually, these laws do apply to me. I could very well be her. I could very well be a lot of these other women who are going through the most traumatic experiences of their life, and you can't get medical procedures that are medically necessary. It's like you just got to sit there. And there was another woman, I think she was in Iowa or Idaho, one of those states, and she was, telling her story. She was just like, yeah, I was bleeding for 19 days.
They will let you bleed
And
out.
she was like, they wouldn't do anything. She was just like, when they said that there was no heartbeat, I had to wait an extra 7 days from that point, because they were like, they needed to be 100% sure. And it's like, what? This can't be fucking real. She could have died. And she was just like, how she has permanent, like, at that point, when you have dead tissue in your body, your organs start shutting down. Yeah. She was like, she has permanent damage.
So many risks.
Like, now she has illnesses that hemorrhaging. Yeah, she has illnesses that she'll never be able to recover from.
Yeah.
Just because of this. And it's just like, I wish it just was one of those things that it made sense. Because I'm just like, these laws make no sense. The people making the laws, it makes no sense. It's like, we got to stop hiding behind, oh, we're pro-life. No, you're not. You can't say you're pro-life and then be okay with people dying in parking lots.
But that's the thing. It's like, okay, what is the bigger agenda here?
Control.
Like,
that's what
is it?
That's what I would like to know. And I don't think that it's just control. Something else. It has to be more
control, because I hate to make it a party thing, but that entire party, they have gone on this press run about making America this place where Christian ideals are at the center again.
I feel like it's not really that party overall, because if you pay attention, a lot of people that were previously in that party do not agree with what's going on right now, and a lot of them are backing out and supporting the other side.
Right.
So I feel like it's only because of who's running and what he supports in that demographic, and it's kind of like they're overturning that party. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but I'm saying the background of the party is Christian ideals, bringing back the original structure of a family. When we talk about this whole Project 2025, like, the background of that is Christian, a complete, family, and whatever that looks like. And I just feel like at the center of that is control. Like, you have in your mind what something is supposed to look like, and if it crosses any lines, then no, we have to, like, it has to be outlawed. I don't know what it is going to take for people to understand, because I just unfollowed somebody because she was saying how, like, all of the women who want abortion, they don't understand that they've made themselves sick. Like, she was attacking the Democratic Party. You guys have made yourself sick. Trump was the first person to blow the whistle on this and that, and without him, you guys wouldn't have medicine for your endometriosis, and y'all have all types of problems, but you guys want abortion to be a thing. And it's like, without abortion, without birth control, without certain things in place, we would have higher numbers of instances where people are dying. We will have higher instances of people who are sick. These things need to be in place. Birth control needs to be in place. Abortion is not just elective. I want to, terminate my pregnancy. There are times where a pregnancy is not viable and you have to perform a D&C. You are talking about people possibly having to walk around with babies who don't have a heartbeat because they don't feel like you just explained the situation in Idaho, they don't feel like, the baby is actually gone. And, you might have to wait a couple of days. You can die from infection for carrying around a baby that is no longer living.
I think it's just like when I hear women say things like that, it really triggers me, because I'm like, these will be the same women who be like, oh, I don't wear tampons because I don't want toxic shock.
Girl.
And it just be like, the chances of toxic shock happening to you is so small. It's like, you wouldn't wear a tampon, but you want somebody to carry around dead tissue in their body, and you're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
This is why I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's just
control,
like,
because I was just talking
what's
to
happening?
somebody. One of my friends has an organization surrounding menstrual health, and I was telling her, like, I donated tampons and pads to this organization. It's a Christian organization for little girls. They mentor little girls. So I was going through the stock and I was like, oh yeah, I also have deodorant. I have pads, but I have deodorant. I have tampons. And she was like, oh no, our girls are virgins. We're protecting their virginity, so they don't need tampons. And this is what I mean by, like, you so smart, you dumb. Because one has nothing to do with the other. It is about you
Not at
control.
all.
Like, I have my own theories on why Christians feel like they need to protect the virginity of girls, or like just the way in which they talk about virginity. I like it turned me off so much because I'm like, y'all have no interest in like the full well-being of these girls. It is about control. Because what is a tampon going to do in comparison to a penis? Why do you think these two things are the same? So that's why I
They're
say
not.
at the center of all of this, people just want to be able to dictate how people use their body, how people govern themselves. And it's sick because when I looked at like the breakdown, somebody did like a green screen of the mortality, the maternal mortality review board, like, and where it said that this was a preventative incident. Why can't I talk today? They just broke down like everything that the board said, and I was just like, you could write this in red ink in front of somebody, and they still would say, "Wasn't our fault. She shouldn't have took the pill."
Yeah. Yeah, it'll and it's just like you're blaming her, and it's just like, it was preventable. You didn't die from having dead tissue. You died because you
You
took the
took a board.
abortion pill.
Yeah.
No, she did something that is FDA approved. They are approved. I don't know if hospitals still give them out, but I know like in cases of like rape and things like that, they will give you Plan Bs in hospitals. Before it was you were able to go to CVS and just buy them, they would give them to you in
As long as
hospitals.
you don't go to a
For
Christian hospital, because then you have to sit
and
before a
it's just
board.
but yeah, it's just like I don't even know if hospitals are allowed to do that anymore. And it kind of is putting everyone in situations where their hands are tied. Doctors' hands are tied because it's just like, who wants to really be? No, I don't think that there's a doctor who doesn't want to help
somebody
in these situations. Yeah. I don't think that there's a doctor or a nurse that's just like, damn, I have to basically monitor this person and basically watch them die. It's nothing that I can do because legally, if I step in and help them, now they want to charge me with murder.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to revoke my medical license. It's like there's such the consequences are so severe, and like we said in the Diddy situation, a lot of things are going to boil down to self-preservation. Who's going to be like, okay, I'm going to risk everything that I've ever worked for my entire life for somebody else to be like, oh, I could go to jail. Who wants to go to jail and be like, I could be charged with murder? Nobody. I don't think that there's anybody that wants that.
Yeah.
And the bad part is all that it's going to do is abortions will still be done. They're just going to go back to how they used to be. And it's going to be done illegally. It's going to be done dangerously. And that mortality rate, I think, is just going to continue to climb. And especially in states like Georgia, where there isn't even like 50% of the counties in Georgia don't even have OBGYNs. They don't have the hospitals. They don't have doctors. So people literally are just stuck. Everybody's not going to have the luxury of being like, oh, well, I can just go to a state where I can do it. Everybody's not going to have that option. Like, oh, I could just take a flight or I could just drive. People ain't going to have that. And it's just like in this period in time, it's like, it's scary as shit to be a woman. And I just don't. And it's literally kind of just like helpless. It's literally really.
I think if you
feel
don't
like
vote
nothing
for
that
any
we
other
can
reason,
do.
you need to vote for. You need to vote in the interest of your body, your autonomy.
Even if it's something that you feel like I would never do this, that's fine. But I think it's important for people to look at the larger overall picture. And don't look at it as just like, oh, they're just trying to do this one thing, because doing this one thing now opens the door for so many other things, so many other laws to get passed for the Supreme Court that has permanent placements that is currently stacked Republican. If they want it overturned, it's done. It's happening. So I say all this to say that for anybody watching, listening, it's important to vote. It's not that time to be like, oh, well, my voice doesn't matter, so I'm just not going to do it. You need to really vote and really look at what's at stake, because it's more than just stopping people from getting abortions. And nobody is getting a late term or
nobody's
killing the baby when nobody's aborting at 9 months. Nobody is giving birth and be like, oh, well, we got to go take that kid to the slaughter. That's not happening. All that shit is bullshit. It's just smoke and mirrors to convince people who are dumb.
Crump lives for imagery. Like, he knows that it is so easy to persuade his supporters with a visual of something that is unrealistic. But visuals is how he captures the minds of his people, because their brains are so small that common sense, words bigger than 3 letters, don't hold their attention. So he knows how to paint a picture for sure.
Yeah.
Getting sex changes in prison, eating cats and dogs, like, I was just like, yeah, to a small mind, this is a big deal. But like somebody who actually uses their big grown-up brain, like, what are you talking about? What are you actually fucking talking about?
When you have a developed frontal lobe, it's like, what? I have critical thinking skills. That doesn't even make sense. Like, literally.
And if I see one person talk about the Electoral College, like, baby, go vote. Like, I don't go vote. You should go vote. Everybody vote.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm just so sick of all of it. Like, locally,
maybe I need to make a video on that and break it down. Like, this is how the Electoral College works.
No, they are doing these videos, but they're saying it doesn't matter if I vote because it is already predicted for me. Baby, y'all said that in 2008, and we got out of that pickle. We got out of that clean. Our president was black, and our Lambo was blue. I think that people, and I think it's a specific subset of people have kind of given up so much hope. But not like, oh, I'm so hopeless. Like, things have always been so bad and like nothing's going right. People don't know how to think for themselves anymore. So because thinking is too difficult, it's easier to just do the easy thing, which is not vote.
But I also
just do nothing.
Yeah.
Also think people have always been that way, like not thinking for themselves, whether that's political or whatever the case may be. But I think that the only difference is in prior times, I guess, we had activists and community leaders that led. And now I can't tell you who that would be, because unfortunately, the people who that could be, they just get up and argue and combat the idiot jokes and things that Trump says. So it's kind of like, and I think that's again another pet peeve of mine with all this election stuff. It's like people are getting online and just making the jokes and making these posts about, oh, well, I'd rather, like, all the stupid stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like, who cares about these stupid ass jokes? Like, they're not even funny. All these stupid reposts and, oh, get with the AKA, like all these just things. And I'm just like,
it's time for we gotta really be serious.
Like, black people, I guess that's what I'm saying. Black people don't take shit serious, and that's with the Diddy stuff. That's with the election time. I'm just so sick of it. Like, I don't even laugh anymore.
Yeah, it's like, kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, no, this is real. This is not something to joke and laugh about. Like, this is serious. Even if you feel like, oh, things should be better, like my life should be better, it could get so much worse.
That's what I mean. Critical
And I
thinking
think
is lacking.
that's what's going to happen. Like, it's going to get so much worse if people don't open their eyes and really start listening and paying attention, and in certain instances not voting so selfishly. Like, it the larger overall picture matters. Even if it does, like, oh, this one specific thing doesn't apply to me, overarchingly, this is better for me than the alternative. Look at these people's policies. Listen to what they're saying. I feel like a lot of people watched the debate just for the jokes.
Yep.
Literally.
Just to see the outrageous shit that man was going to say. Now, granted, watching the debate, Kamala did what she was supposed to do. She really
Literally
threw
no
him
notes.
for a loop.
No notes.
She threw him for the loop every single time. And he took the bait every single time. And it's just like, but people can't see through the fact that this man can't even stay on track and answer the question. I have concepts of a plan. What in your mind says that this is the guy? This he looking out for me.
Yeah.
That doesn't
He lives for money.
that doesn't make
And don't get me wrong, I don't
makes
want to come
sense.
off as if like I can't take a joke.
Yes,
Like,
because certain things it's just like
it is funny, but at the same time, I've realized that people don't have duality. I can laugh at Trump, but also know that he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, I can see through the bullshit. I can see through the things that don't make sense. I can see how you're saying a sentence and everything in the sentence, you said a bunch of nothing, but contradicting yourself. So contradicting what you said in the last sentence. It doesn't make sense. When somebody tells you, oh, go out and vote. I promise, this is the last time you're going to have to do it. Pay attention.
like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, I might tell you a joke, but I'm not going to tell you no fucking lie. I'm telling you to your face exactly what's going to happen. And people are so busy keying that I'm like, it went right over your head. You missed it.
If I'm understanding correctly, Sierra, I think that one of the main issues of this election season has been that even in people's efforts to mobilize, we are not discussing the things that matter. So, like, for example, this girl that I went to high school with, she posted something about like milk and egg prices, like how inflation has really like kind of taken over. But she was like, under Crump, we were in a better situation. I keep calling him Crump. We were in a better situation financially. And I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't because of him. Like, how are we continuously missing this point? And so when people put together like these campaigns to get everybody to the polls, I'm like, also, I hope there's an education component, because like I don't know what organization in Philly it was, but like they're giving away $1,000 to the best idea to get people who are of voting age to the polls. But during the contest, you have to like help them understand or provide education as to how their life would be impacted if they vote for a certain candidate. That is the type of things that we need to see. I don't need to see another Barbie t-shirt. Like, I don't need to see another like party to the polls. I don't need to see a bunch of black people in the higher earning 10% get together for a watch party. Like, that stuff at this point, like, I'm not moved by it. We really need to sit people down and say, what are your questions? What are your concerns? Let's break down how policy, let's break down what Kamala has done. Let's break down what Trump is projected to do in his concept of a plan, because maybe you didn't understand what happened at that debate, but let's actually talk about, how foreign policy can impact your life, or how immigration could actually impact your life. Because like, on a surface level, I don't give a fuck about who coming in and out this country. Like, it really has not changed my day to day, but I would love to understand why it's a hot topic to politicians. Like, what am I not seeing as a person who go to her little job and take care of her little baby in her little townhouse? Like, I would love to know that. And I'm pretty sure that all the people who are saying they have no idea what Kamala has done or what she plans to do, I'm pretty sure that that could be beneficial to you. But I think that we have gotten so used to people dumbing things down that we kind of just like, Yeah, let's just get people to the polls. Just make sure people are registered to vote. And like we just have to do so much more. There's so much like more groundwork to be done before November.
Yeah, but I also think that like back to the whole us not having like a real activist or leader or whatever you want to call it, it would be good if those people in the, whether it's entertainers or whomever, have a town hall meeting and let people submit questions, because like you said, the whole immigration thing, I don't get it either. I'm like,
Yeah, I think that
People
those
do that
things
on a
sometimes
local level.
that is.
no,
I've
I
seen
I
mean
them.
think
like overall in the black
they need to
community,
have
just
like
how
a.
we stream everything
But
else.
we've seen how that went
Yeah,
in the past.
but I think that. But sometimes I think it has to just be a controlled environment. Like submit your questions. I'm literally just going to come on here. I'm not inviting a whole bunch of people because we
Right,
need to
right.
tune out all of this extra noise. These are the questions that
Mm-hmm.
people have. Here is how have someone who is not necessarily, because it's not more about like trying to sway people in one way or the other. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about you need to understand
What the hell's going on? Yeah.
what the hell is going on so that way you can make a decision on which party you choose to vote for. So that way when you do the basic things like go on their campaign website and you're reading their policies or the plans that they have or concepts of plan, whatever they got on there, that you can dissect and be like, okay, I understand how this applies to my life.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how this affects my everyday. I
Mm-hmm.
understand how, I understand all of these, all of these things. And just submit the question and just have somebody give you an answer. It's not about the debate or the going back and forth and who's right, who's wrong. It's just like, here is the information. This is what this means. This is what foreign policy is. This is what it does. This is how it affects your everyday life. Because I'm sure when it gets down to certain things, like foreign policy affects like travel.
Mm-hmm.
And because at one point, the US passport was the strongest passport in the whole world. Pretty much you could go anywhere. You got a passport. Now, countries are putting rules in place. You got to get a visa to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're from the US? Nah, you have to get a visa to come here. Even I think people didn't really pay attention during COVID. There was a list of certain countries. Like if you're coming from one of these countries,
Mm-hmm.
nah, you can't come over here, or there's a whole bunch of shit that y'all gonna have to do in order for us to let you
Or you
in.
got to pay if you want to
That
live, because people were going to be expats. You got to pay a certain amount to live in certain places.
Yeah, like those things matter, and I don't think that really people know that, so they don't pay attention. Because the passport, they I think every year they come out with like a ranking. The passport for U.S. passports dropped. It's no longer the strongest passport in the world. That's saying something, and people need to know that yeah,
Like,
this matters. If you want to jet set, you want to hop, skip, and jump to all these different places.
Mm-hmm.
When leadership comes into place that all the other foreign nations they ain't fucking with, when they put their rules in place, like, oh yeah, we don't take U.S. citizens over here. Y'all can't come here. Or if you want to come here, you have to get a visa for this short period of time, and then you gotta get the fuck up out of here. You gotta go back home. You can't stay here.
Mm-hmm.
Or you gotta pay to come here. Those are things that I think people need to really pay attention to. Those are things that foreign policies and how the government is working, how it's being controlled, those are things that affect your everyday life. And those are the things that I think people really need to pay attention for. But these numbers, just like, 15 million people are coming in the country. It's just like, people are saying that. And it's like, okay.
And on the internet,
But
you
what
can say
else?
anything. Ain't nobody gonna fact check you.
Yes.
Ain't nobody gonna fact check you.
No. And it's just like, no, 15 million rapers, murderers, that's not happening. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just be so...
They make other countries seem so barbaric. The U.S.
Yeah, and it's just
probably
like...
the worst fucking... Let's just say what it is. Like, y'all letting women die.
We live in the worst fucking...
Y'all letting women die.
No. Yes, and it's just like, so you can't be like, these other countries, and it's always Latin countries or Hispanic countries. They don't say that shit about Europeans coming here. It's always just like Hispanic countries. And it's just like, if that doesn't say something to you, even when I see people who are Hispanic and they're like, I'm voting for Trump, it's just like,
girl, Girl.
And some of
It's
it,
on your
it's like some of
ass.
it I understand, like because a lot of Latinos, Hispanics are Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Catholic, like the rules in Catholicism they're very strict.
Mm-hmm.
Especially people who like live by the book. It's very strict. So certain things I understand why they may vote Republican because it's more of a conservative religion.
Mm-hmm.
But in this instance, I just don't understand how somebody is playing in your face and basically everybody that look like you are just violent rapists, drug dealers, criminals, y'all murderers, all of these things. And y'all just like, yeah, we need to get those people out of here. I'm like, those are your people.
That's your family.
And y'all just like, cool. We gonna vote for an Oompa Loompa because
Please.
what? I just don't get it. So we got 40 something days left. People need to get on use the internet for what it's good for. Actually go to reputable sources. Do not go to Wikipedia. That is not reputable. I could go on Wikipedia and edit the shit that's on there right now. No. Look at these sites. Look things up. We need to get back to that. Pick up a book. Do something. Get active. Get involved and really understand how the shit that's going on will affect your day to day. Your life it's like we really at red pill, blue pill. Which one you want? There's no in between.
And there's no lesser of two evil. If I hear this is like the third election I've heard that, and I'm just like, oh, y'all are all dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, I think even with that, I wouldn't even say it's dumb just because, let's be honest, a politician is a politician. However, Trump is not a politician. So I feel like that's more of the conversation. Like, he shouldn't even be able to even run. You know what I'm saying?
And
that's why I don't
doesn't
think
tell
it's
you
a
how
lesser two evil thing. Like, we are literally talking about
oh no, I meant the concept of
criminals.
People saying that in general.
Yeah, I understand when people say that through different elections, even when Hillary Clinton was running. It's like I understood why people were saying that.
But we don't have that.
I understand. Even when you have people who are running for president, like it's like, okay, you've been a politician for 35, 40 years. It's like, okay, then it's like, well, what have you done during those 40 years that really improved my life? If you were a state senator, what did you do for the state that I live in? So it's like, so I understand. It's just like, I'm really not fucking with that. Then it becomes like, it's a lesser of two evils. It's like, God damn, like I need something.
And you know,
but in this situation, I don't feel like it applies to this particular election. I don't feel like it applies. I kind of look at this election like it's a life or death thing. I never felt like that about any election before. The last one when Trump ran, I was just like, yo, this is just, I just, it was one of those things that I was just like, he can't possibly win. Like nobody can be taking this man fucking serious. And then people were taking him serious and he won.
Found out.
Literally fucked around and found out. So I'm not trying to fuck around and find out again. It's literally life or death. And we are literally seeing people die at an alarming rate or permanently damaged. Not damaged. That's not the word I want to use. Not damaged. But harmed. Yes, permanently harmed for things that could be preventable is quite literally life or death. And I'm not willing to die. So
I'm excited to see what our vice president elect will do if voted into office, because he has a really good track record as it pertains to education in his state and like what he's done for his state. So that I'm excited about because now that I like work with people who are in school, they're in high school, I'm like looking around, I'm like, oh yeah, it's fucked up around here. Like I've always known that, but like being in close proximity and just like
when you see
having
it,
my ear
it's
to the
like,
ground, I'm like, oh wow. Much love to the teachers because wow, this country is doing the children a disservice. They are passing them along. That no child left behind.
It was downhill from there.
Yeah.
People got left. Those people that should have been left behind are now parents.
Yep. Yes, they are.
And here we go.
Yeah.
Those people that should have been left.
Even when you talk about the allocation of funds to schools, think about all the fundraisers you see every year. Like we were just sitting at the dining room table last night talking about like the fundraisers, and I'm like, well, where did this money go? So I looked on the website, and it's like, this money goes to the school. And my girlfriend was like, yeah, my daughter's teacher said that she wants us to fill out this form because even if they send even if y'all send food to the school for y'all kids, in order for us to keep this funding, you have to fill it out. So like everything is incentive based, and these schools are clearly not performing at a high level most of the time because there's no resources. So like if y'all are not pouring into the schools, it's left up to us to pour into the schools. Where's everybody's money going? You live in a district and send your kids to public school. Where my tax dollars going? Education should be the first funnel it goes through. Like, I don't know.
But no, it's
The rich get richer.
And it's how you keep people down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people won't ever know any better, do better. We just gonna take the knowledge away from you.
And then the real conspiracy theorists would say, then shit like Diddy getting locked up will distract you because people do not have duality.
Like, gotta be able to focus on more than one thing
literally
at one time, or focus on the things that you can do something about. You can't do shit about Diddy,
right?
Baby, that is for the U.S. government. That don't got shit to do with. I can't.
Y'all know I love a good.
I can pay. I'm gonna pay attention, but I can't.
Why you think I need to smoke
it can't.
I need to focus on everything.
Yeah, like it can't supersede.
Yeah. Right.
It can't supersede what is really like important. It's like that can be on the back burner. Yeah, you can be entertained by the salaciousness, all of this, because it most likely, I feel like, will be aired. You will get to know about it. That trial is not happening. So that trial will happen after the election. So let's focus on what we need to do right now. Get your ass registered. If you are not registered, get your ass educated. If there is a question that you have, go look it up and get the answers that you need and make a fucking decision, whether it's left or right. Go vote.
And speaking of looking stuff up, even if you're someone who does not like to read a lot, find a credible source that you can trust. There are so many people that are in the
that make content
or whatever that make this content that you can just listen to if you just, one, don't want to read, or two, you don't understand a lot of the jargon that they're using. There's so many options of people doing breakdowns and explaining shit that's going on in the world. So there's really no excuse, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there are a lot of really good people out there, and maybe we can put some in the links to the show or on our caption or whatever. Like, hey, these are some people that y'all should check out. That I have a guy that I follow him and I love his videos, just about explaining the economy, explaining what the housing market is like and what this means, like how much money realistically you need to make in order to afford a house. Why basically people feel like we're living in two separate economies. He literally gives a very quick, sometimes minute and a half breakdown of like, here's why people say this. I'm going to stack it up for the people that say they're living in a great economy and for the people who say they're living in a bad economy. Here you go. This is why this is happening. Do things like that because people are making the content and it's so easy to digest, but it's also factual information.
And not for nothing, I have used I like to use literary journals like for teaching certain things in maternal health. And sometimes I tell them, like, if I give you something that you feel like you can't read because for the most part it's not written on a level that they can really understand, I'm like, type it into ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it for you. Like, we are living in the world of AI. You can do that. It's not my first preference for you. It's not like the first thing that I would want you to do, but like, use your resources. Use your resources.
Break it down in a simple way that you can understand it, and then take heed to that information and then go forward. So with that being said, I will step off my soapbox. And unless y'all got anything else, I think we's finito. It's done.
Oh, God bless and good night.
God bless
Good day. Good day.
Ciao.